Today we're going to talk about present active participles. But before we do that, let's talk about what a participle itself is. And a participle is a verbal adjective. Being an adjective, remember, it has to agree in case, number, and gender with the noun it modifies. And we'll see how this works in a little bit. Let's look at the present active participle specifically, though. It is the ing form of the verb. For example, in this sentence, the boy running in the street was struck by the chariot. Note that running is an adjective modifying the boy. It forms from the second principal part of the verb, which is the present active infinitive, and it uses third declension endings with just a little twist. So let's look at forming the nominative. By and large, all you do is drop off the re from the infinitive and add ns. The only aberration from this is for fourth conjugation and third ios, where you have to add an e to that. So first conjugation will be amans, second dokens, third trahens, and fourth audiens. Now when we form this, we're always going to go to the genitive, and the genitive is always going to end with ntis. So here let's look at a first conjugation, present active participle, portans, portantis. So remember, we drop off that is, the genitive ending, and add all the rest of our endings. They are going to be third declension endings with very few exceptions. Note that in the ablative, singular, it can be either a long I or an E, and also in the neuter, we're going to have that I in the plural, so ia, ion, ia. So let's look at these in a little context. Our first example, agricolae ambulantes in via, ferem expexerunt. Note that our participle is ambulantes. It can be nominative or accusative plural, but because it's acting as an adjective, it has to modify agricolae. It's the only thing in the same case, number, and gender as it. When we translate this, it becomes the farmers walking in the street caught sight of a thief. Note that walking is modifying the farmers. If we look at number 2, our participle is laborantes. Again, it ends at es, right? And it can be nominative or accusative plural, but here it has to be accusative because the only thing it can modify in the sentence is servos. It's the only thing in the same case, number, and gender. So when we translate this, the master cursed the slaves working in the fields. Once again, note that laborantes is an adjective modifying servos.